Hello everybody, Assassionator back with another Halo Infinite update video, updating you on everything that's going to be coming next week. So we will get Firefight King of the Hill. It will go live on December 5th, which is going to be the mid-season update, or as they're calling it, the winter update. Now I did say in the video that I put out on Tuesday that it would be coming on the 5th. Now, it was just kind of a good guess just based upon all the info I put together, so it's kind of like a guesstimation right there. It's not like I have any insider information, but I am glad it is coming sooner than later. So let's get into the details. So Firefight King of the Hill will be you and 3 other people facing off against a wave of banished enemies as you fight to capture the hill. There will be 9 different maps in the playlist. One of them will be the House of Reckoning, which is the campaign level, along with 3 community made maps, and the other ones are basically versions of maps we already have in game. Now there will be a blog with more details that will release on Monday, December 4th at 9 AM Pacific Standard Time, along with a teaser trailer, so look out for that. Now some details that are on the back end of Halo Infinite but haven't been confirmed is that you're able to choose the difficulty level. They also had a Firefight Mythic King of the Hill, and Firefight Classic in the back of Halo Infinite. But I don't think those are going to be dropping day one. I think those might be ones coming in later seasons. You know, they're going to kind of spread it out just to kind of keep people engaged. That's just my opinion right there, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up is the equipment item, which is going to be called the Repair Field, which repairs vehicles and Spartans. Now it can be attached to vehicles, and it can be used to revive down Spartans in modes like Firefight King of the Hill and Attrition. So basically the modes where when you're down, they can go ahead and revive you anyways right now. This can be used where they just throw it down instead of actually having to stand over you. With the mid-season update, we'll also get a Forge update, which will have now high-value targets and bosses. All 15 high-value targets, along with all major bosses like Jaga, Escharum, and the Harbinger, can be added into your Forge creations. So it will be cool to see what the community can make with all these additions. So next up is the skulls in Node Graph. All this is part of Forge. Now they did add skulls that you can turn on and off or enable or disable in Firefight King of the Hill to increase difficulty, or they're actually bringing it so you can add them into your Forge creations. So with the nodes, you can enable and disable any of the 12 skulls. Now the skulls won't only be available for Forge made Firefight King of the Hill modes, it can be used in any mode you create. So again, I can't wait to see what the community creates. On top of that, they'll have some quality of life updates, which the first is a node so you can trigger grunt hugs. So basically you can make it where any grunt can go ahead and pull out 2 different plasma grenades and run at their nearest opponent. And then boom, they're dying, but will they be taking you down with them? And then the second item is a blocker that is now scalable. This will help it so you can go ahead and save on object counts, so you no longer need to, stack blockers. You can go ahead and just make one big one if that can be used in that section. So next up is what will be updated in the Customs Games browser. So there has been issues joining sessions as a fire team. So if there is now enough slots, then the whole party can go ahead and join that session. But then the whole team will then merge into the custom game leader's fire team. So I feel that's something that they really need to change, because, you know, I just want to stay with my own fire team. I can go ahead and join another team, but I don't want to get stuck with that team and have to obviously work my way out of there along with my whole team afterwards. Kind of like let my team just move from, one game mode to another. Another thing that will come with the update is unclear messaging has been improved to help with sessions that are full but don't show that they are on the UI, or sessions that look available but are no longer active. You will now get an error message instead of just being kicked. So again, hopefully something they fix so that the UI actually reflects if you're able to join or not. Next up is stability and networking, with the first section being crash fixes. So the team has identified, and when I say the team, 343 has identified and patched a couple of crashes across the Xbox and PC platforms. Because of the new crash reporting that 343 implemented with Season 5, they were able to better identify these issues in order to make the fixes to them, and they plan to continue doing this going forward. Now as far as networking goes, an overhauled system is being worked on currently, and the first glimpse of this new network model will be used with Firefight King of the Hill. This will give 343 feedback before they launch it into regular PvP matchmaking. Now the last section are for people who play ranked or they watch the HCS, because these improvements will obviously be more directed towards that. So we're going to start off with ranked extraction, so that game mode. So before the update, you were able to hear when the extraction point is being converted no matter where you were on the map. With this update, the extractor will emit audio, so you need to be within a certain range in order to hear it. And just like the sound that I just talked about, you would also get an indication on your HUD when the extractor was being converted. With this update, you'll no longer get a HUD notification when being converted, and on top of that, you won't see how much time is remaining. 343 said that this will make it more hardcore and leave more reliance on the coaches to keep track of this info. Then another ranked improvement will be CRC improvements. So they're adding in ranked emotion protection. So once you rank up a tier, so when you go from gold to platinum, from platinum to diamond, and so on from there. Basically, you have 3 games that no matter how good you do on those 3 games, you will not go back down a rank. Those 3 games are meant to basically just be a buffer so you can go ahead and get to a higher level and you go ahead and play against higher tier players, and then you're not just going to get knocked down. You kind of see exactly, basically what you're working with at that point. Now 343 did provide an example which I have on screen right now. Then the last ranked improvement will be rank quit penalty adjustments. So some Q&As on screen right now, and I'll go ahead and outline a couple of them that to me stood out. Now if a player in your match quits after the match starts, not during that intro cutscene, but basically once the match actually physically starts and you can go ahead and control your player and move around. Now if this is someone not on your team, you can go ahead and quit afterwards without being penalized. Now if a player on your team quits, then you quit, you can still lose up to 5 CSR. That's the same as it is right now. Now if one of your opponents leave and you stay in and lose, you will not lose any CSR. So again, that's only a couple of the things that were mentioned in the Q&A, but you can go ahead and pause the video right now and you can go ahead and read all of them. But that's all the info that I have about the mid-season update. So hopefully you found it informative. If you did, hit that like button. But until next time, Assassinator out.